5 reasons why your wife is addicted to her phone. We're really looking at just constantly scrolling, being on social media, texting with her friends. The issue of male attention and getting validation and attention online is a separate issue. So that's not what I'm tackling today. But again, I will do a live on that soon. 5 reasons why your wife is addicted to her phone. Number 1, she is checked out and no longer feels any responsibility to the marriage or the relationship. So this is, again, a crystal clear sign of the state and reality of the marriage. She's not interested in you anymore. She's not interested in making the marriage work. She's not interested in being engaged and present with you. And the use of her phone shows you that and tells you that and makes it crystal clear about the reality of the relationship. She will have many excuses for why she's always on her phone. I actually did a quick glance through Reddit because there's a number of posts on Reddit about this very issue, and some of the excuses were really interesting. One of them being a man sharing his wife always being on the phone while they're trying to watch a movie or a TV show, and his wife's excuse was, I have to multitask because I can't just focus and pay attention to the movie. In order to pay attention to it and focus on it, I also have to be doing something else. So that's why I'm on my phone. It's not to ignore or disconnect from you. Come on. It's so silly. It's so silly. Or the excuse that, she's just doing some work and she's got to get some work done. That's a common excuse that I saw. Or, my girlfriend's really just having a tough time and I need to be there with her. And that's why we're texting back and forth. Don't buy into the excuses she has of why she's telling you she's always on the phone. She has checked out and she no longer feels any responsibility to you or the marriage and to make it work. So regardless of what your wife tells you of why she is always on her phone, you have to know it's that she's checked out and disconnected from you and the relationship, so that you do not get lost in the crazy making of the excuses that she has. The second reason that your wife is addicted to her phone, number 2, she wants a different life than the one she has. So we get overly engrossed in our phones because we want the fantasy of the lives of others. And in this, she's telling you that she's miserable in the marriage. She's miserable in the life that you and her have created together. And she'd rather be in an altered reality of social media and live vicariously in the perceived happiness and the lives of others. And what's sad about that is that the celebrities or friends that your wife follows online, and she might even tell you things like, oh, look at so-and-so. They just did this new update or renovation to their house. Or look at so-and-so. Her husband took her on this trip and vacation, and look how happy they are and what they get to do, which is another form of emasculating you, of saying you haven't provided a life to me. And look at all these things my friends or girlfriends get to experience, and you don't do that for me, and that's why I'm unhappy. Just a little side note. But we get lost in the fantasy of other people's lives, and the sad part in that is they're not happy either. The people who are constantly posting the positive, fabricated lives that they have are actually showing a deep emptiness in themselves that they have to showcase their material items, their status, their trips, their house, and paint this false reality of how happy they are. And the people that are doing that because they have a deep emptiness within themselves, and they need other people to validate how happy and wonderful their lives are, because they're not happy and wonderful. We get sucked into the delusion of other people's own lives that aren't even real. If we're truly happy, we wouldn't be on social media and need to fill the emptiness with other people's admiration of the lives that we have. Number 3 of why your wife is addicted to her phone. Her phone is a security device. Number 3, your wife's phone is a security device. We need the interaction of the phone to feel secure and safe and in control of our lives. Because with our phones, we can have constant contact to know what's going on with everyone at just the touch of our fingers, and have instant communication. So we know what's going on for everybody, where they are, what they're doing. And it gives us a sense of being in control and safe within our lives, because we feel so insecure and unsafe in ourselves, and so insecure and unsafe in the world. As women, we create these very, 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 very tight comfort zones to give us a false sense of protection. And our phone is just another, as I said, a security device to create this comfort zone and feel in control of our lives, because we feel so out of control. It's why for some of you whose wives text you all day long to know where you are and what you are doing, or they're constantly texting your children, especially as your children are getting older and needing a sense of independence and freedom in their lives. But your wife needs to know what's going on and where they are to give her a sense of security and safety in her life. It's the same reason she does it with you. I've worked with what's really interesting to me through the men's course I teach, I've worked with a number of doctors and in high level positions that have very demanding jobs. And they talk about their wives texting them all day long and then getting upset that they don't respond, which is so interesting to me. I do not text my husband during the workday because he's working and I'm working. And then that gives us things to share and talk about in the evening and on the weekends versus texting all day long. It's not healthy for the relationship, and it comes from a need to be in control and know what's happening at all times. And that's where that's coming from. So that's number 3 of why your wife is addicted to her phone. Let's see, where are we here? All right. Number 4 of why your wife is addicted to her phone. She is addicted to her phone and has created a compulsive behavior that she can't stop. When we are in an addiction, it creates a compulsion, and we feel out of control and cannot manage our ability to stop and disengage from the unhealthy behavior. That she has truly formed an addiction to her phone. The drug in the addiction is an escape from the reality of her life. And the phone and the instant access to other people's lives, gossip, and drama creates an altered reality that she can live in that doesn't even actually exist. It is an addiction to escaping and disconnecting from ourselves and disconnecting from our life. Number 5 of why your wife is addicted to her phone. Number 5, it is an escape from her responsibilities of being a mother. I've seen this in comments, or those men reaching out, of their wives always on the phone when they're taking care of the children. And it's crushing and very devastating to a man of, why isn't she engaged as a mother? And the purpose of being on the phone when the children are in her care is so she doesn't have to connect with the children and doesn't have to engage with them. Many of you know I myself, I am not a mother, but I work with mainly women who are mothers. And the common theme and issue of the women I work with who are mothers is that they feel trapped and burdened by the responsibility of being a mother. So with the moms I work with, they feel safe to share their true experience as mothers and how miserable they are as moms And it's very, very similar to the challenges that they have in being married is that they never, ever took responsibility for their choice to be a mom. Just like we never take responsibility for our choice to be a wife and our choice to get married and the responsibilities and roles that come with that. It's the same thing for women and being a mom and having children. They never thought it through. Never thought through what that would look like, what that would entail, the responsibilities that would come with that, and the roles that would come with that, the sacrifices that come with that. And we don't think it through. It's very much like we want in marriage, we want the wedding, we want the big party, we want the ring, and we want the dress. But we never stop to think beyond that. So once we have the wedding and the honeymoon, things for many of you share go quickly downhill because we don't want the responsibility of being a wife and being married and what that means. So with children, oftentimes women want the infant, they want the baby, but they never think about the baby actually growing up and becoming a child and the responsibilities and commitment and dedication that has to come with that. So then when it happens and they've got kids and they have to actually be engaged and have responsibilities with that, they check out. And that's why you see so many moms constantly on their phone and not caring and being loving to their children. They're totally disconnected. And part of the issue in that and working with women is they feel totally overwhelmed and inadequate to be mothers. Nobody ever talks about in our society the struggles that women have to actually be good mothers. We think that women are natural mothers. In my experience of working with women who have children, we are not natural mothers. We are not natural at it. So then we feel deeply inadequate, overwhelmed, and lost in our ability to be mothers. And that is the overwhelming experience that I have in working with women. And then they beat themselves up because they don't know how to be a mom. And if you think that they shouldn't be feeling the way that they're feeling and they should just have it figured out, but they don't. And so part of the way that they can escape the reality of that and escape the turmoil they feel internally and being a mother is being checked out and disconnected on their phones. So those are the 5 ways that your wife, or 5 reasons why your wife is addicted to her phone. Hello again. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. For those women listening who know you are the problem and you want a path forward to change your woman ways and truly be happy in yourself, I have a course for women called the Happiness Program. And the Happiness Program teaches you to resolve the unhealthy relationship you have with yourself so that you can be the solution to the issues and challenges in your marriage and your life. You can find the link in the description below to learn more about the course and apply to enroll. For the good men listening who want a way to take back the power you've unknowingly given away to your wives, I also have a course for you called the Marriage Rescue Course for Good Men Only. And the course teaches you how to rebuild your strength and confidence so that you can navigate the relationship with your wife in a healthy, constructive way. Again, you can find the link below in the description to learn more about the course and apply to enroll. Again, thank you so much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.